Good afternoon, distinguished guests, delegates, and colleagues from the statistical community. Welcome to the closing ceremony of the 5th United Nations World Data Forum 2024. It's my honor and pleasure to be part of these final moments of what has been a truly enlightening and productive gathering. To begin, allow me to introduce Stefan Schweinfest, Director of the United Nations Statistics Division, who will share his final remarks and reflections derived from this grandiose edition of the United Nations World Data Forum. Please welcome Director Schweinfest.
Wow, what an amazing 4 days it has been. We have had a lot of fun, and we were full of adrenaline and good Colombian coffee. I think I want to declare this incredible 5th UN World Data Forum the most colorful and playful ever. I think there has been a passion and an energy in the air all the time. One of the journalists asked me what made this edition of the World Data Forum, after having lived through 5, so special. And I said, when you arrive in Colombia, there is always music in the air. Everywhere you go, there is music. And after yesterday's show, you know what I'm talking about. And I think there was music in the air of this World Data Forum. So the outside world was also watching. I'm considering a new career as a rock star after my career as a statistician. The media attention was wonderful. We had a lot of media attention, and I can tell you, it went all around the world. I spent one evening at like 11:30 in the evening being part of an interview of breakfast television in Namibia, Africa, and they were asking me questions about this World Data Forum. So the world was watching, and it was wonderful. So what do we take home? On the more serious side, of course, our professional priorities and actions are reflected in our Medellin framework for action on data and sustainable development, and I'm sure we will talk about this a little bit, but I was also very grateful for the commitment campaign, where many of us have made commitments for the journey forward. In order to do this, a lot of people had to work together, so I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart a number of people and organizations here. Of course, first and foremost, the government of Colombia and the wonderful people of DANE. They were here everywhere you turned, there was somebody helping you, and incredible generosity and hospitality, from the little present at the beginning to the fantastic show that we saw yesterday. I think one of my favorite moments was when they were all on stage yesterday, when it was all over and they were taking a picture, and I took the picture too, and I looked at it a bit later, and everybody was smiling. It was just wonderful. So thank you, Dana, you've been just amazing. The high-level group for partnership coordination and capacity building is, of course, our executive board. So I wanted to thank all of you under the leadership of Elsa and Sam for providing the intellectual framework for our program, and talking about program, the program committee has done, under the leadership of Johannes and Shader, have done an incredible job to manage the substance of this event. Of course, I also have to thank some of our sponsors, the UNFPA here and the National Bureau of Statistics of China have made it possible for a number of participants from developing countries to participate here. And we know that it's very important, and I want to register my official appreciation for that. I have to thank all of you, the participants make this event. You came from many different places. I think many of you traveled afar and you were active here, so I really want to thank you. And of course, I have to also thank my wonderful team. I always say I'm only the director. I read the notes that somebody else prepares for me. And this is the nicest compliment I got was somebody in a panel discussion at one moment was referring to UNSD, and then he made a comma and said that they bring everything together. And I think that is our ambition. I always say we don't have to do everything, we have to be there to make sure that things get done and connect all the dots. That's our job at the United Nations, and I think my team helped me to do that. So thank you for that very much. Now comes the bad news. I will not let you go without giving you some homework. So number one, I declare each and every one of you ambassadors of the United Nations World Data Forum. So when you come out of here, your job will be to carry the messages to people in your organizations, in your part of the world. So please help us to do that so that the energy and the passion of these days continues. And the second thing I would ask you, organize a forum. I'm not necessarily talking about a World Data Forum. I'm not asking you to bring 3,000 people together. But a forum is a gathering. A forum can be a meeting in your country, in your organization, where you bring a data forum. Doesn't have to be a world data forum. There can be regional data forum, there can be national data forum, there can be city data fora, there can be organizational data fora. If you bring together a few people who care about data and who are important in your data universe, you have organized a small world data forum. So that's what I'm asking of you. And then my final word is thank you for this wonderful experience that we all had together these days.
Thank you, Director Schweinfest, for your warm reflections. To continue, we'll hear from Laura Rees, co-founder and CSO at Diorama. She will share with us the sustainability initiatives incorporated into this forum and the preliminary outcomes on the subject. Welcome, Ms. Rees.
Buenas, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am representing a group that made all of this possible. Besides the organizations in terms of sustainability and data collection, many of you are here today, and also a partnership that we did together by the invitation that we received with Dane, and also building a sustainable future, and also EFIT has been our partner building the sustainability plan. Diorama and EFIT, we are together working daily sustainability topics. We see that sustainability is still being a very difficult topic, and of course multiple conversations were surrounding this topic, but we need to make changes in our productive models, the way we behave, the way we collect information. Is still a topic of a sustainability office, but not the ones that are making the decisions, public and private decisions. And the question is, how important is sustainability materializes in things that we are seeing today? These are pictures from 2024 that show us that at low scale, if we don't do something, this will happen. Not taking trash or waste to the right place under this kind of shock could generate a lot of flooding, like on this picture. So we are convinced that we need to work together for sustainability, And this global agenda, the question will be, how do we make this global agenda, the high-scale agenda, a daily agenda for everyone? This is a long-term agenda that, of course, we are all committed as a planet. We need to make sure that we take this agenda to national decisions and territorial decisions, and it's under this commitment where we structured this sustainability plan that has been developed not only for this event but also for the conception of this event, because it has to do with the planning, execution, and after we see the outcomes, how we're going to continue building this data. But how do we measure impact? We don't do it with data. And it's where we wanted to talk about different reports and experiences that we were able to review in regards of sustainability. The only way that we can measure what is happening and why we are all here today is to create an information network, of course, having all the World Data Forum, the Mayor's Office, DANE, the Logistics Network, which is the logistic operator, Plaza Mayor, EPM, EAFIT University, Yorama, and knowing that the impact is not only an intention, but it's also an action. And the only way that we can talk about impact is to have the understanding the way we are behaving according to the different measures. And why sustainability and data is so important. And this is part of the main conclusions of this event. And it's because we are able to measure impacts, because we can build baselines, because we don't have this reference that we know that we are doing better than other events, so maybe that we improve, because the idea with this sustainability plan is not just to take a picture and smile because everything went just fine, but it's also how we build information, so for future events they will have this benchmark, knowing that this is what is happening in economy, these were the sales that we had and everything related to this event. And also through the process, it's not just doing what we have to do as a citizen, as a society, but also taking the forward step is where we really have to go. It helps us also to create action plans and tangible results. And the action plan that we have here is not only sustainability, having the right picture, is something that we have been developing through this event, how we report it and how we recognize that there were some failures, but also that we're going to be able to build this good experience among everyone, and also to be able to trace from the beginning with this information network that is going to help us to make immediate adjustments, so the impact will be lowered. Because if I know what I will measure, we're going to be able to adjust the good practices. And after saying all of this, what we did, we created this matrix, and I just wanted to use easy words to explain where is the impact. And we build this graphic. So on the left, we have the capacity of measurement that we had in this event, and also the contribution that we had to the SDGs. We also received help from the Sustainability Committee, where we were able to highlight waste generation, greenhouses, emissions, local employment. This is not only related to the environment, but also the regional impact and the social and economic impact, income from the local economy, inclusion, access, and no discrimination. And this is translated into these impacts in 2016 powers.
Puede sonar una frase de cajón, pero
And this may be an old saying, but how from the local impact we can open to meeting this global agenda. There's a country, there's a territory, and we are all providing our input to the SDGs. And this is some data that we have today. We still need to close the event in order to have complete data. And thank you so much to all the partners. Over 2,000 people have attended the event, and they have stayed here between 3 and 4 days. Over 10,000 kilograms of waste were created between November the 11th and November the 14th. This includes the setup of the event. 648 waste have been recovered, over 1,000 kilograms of organic waste. And as for food, what has happened with the food that hasn't been consumed? This has been sent to a local emergency that we had here in the neighborhood of Santa Cruz. And the idea is to be part of the circular economy by undertaking these actions. Additionally, and due to the discussion that we've had with Danny, it's not just the impact in terms of the figures that we're seeing here. This will be published on our report. But additionally, what are all these new strategies and the new information that over time will continue to strengthen the information about future events, baselines, waste management, regional economies. So there's like a qualitative impact that is very important, and it will have an impact in the future. And to wrap this up, this sustainability plan will be published along with all the reports from this event in this QR code. You will be able to find the main elements of this sustainability plan, and also by Danny's request, we are working on a methodology that will be published along with the sustainability plan for future similar events. How to create the metrics, how to get the information, how can it be compared to national accounts. And thank you so much. Gracias.
Efforts that have been an integral component of this forum. Next, Professor Samuel Anim, government statistician at the Ghana Statistical Service and co-chair of the high-level group for partnership, coordination, and capacity building for statistics for the 2030 agenda. He will share insights on how we build this forum and the processes that brought us here today. Professor Anim, please be welcome.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the high-level group for partnership, coordination, and capacity building for statistics for the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, it is my greatest pleasure to help bring to a closure a very successful 5th United Nations World Data Forum. When the high-level group selected Colombia as the host for the 5th Forum in September 2022, it marked the beginning of a 2-year-long planning process to bring this incredible forum to fruition. Through this process, I would like to say thank you to the following groups. I'm going to reiterate some of the groups that the Director for UNSD highlighted. Indeed, it is proper to say a very big thank you to the Republic of Colombia, the National Administrative Department of Statistics, the Antioquia region, the Medellin city, officials who played their role as hosts so warmly and generously, welcoming us so well to their beautiful city and country. The program committee members who diligently evaluated over 700 proposals we received. We had countless meetings given the different time zones to select those presentations that we've heard in the last 4 days. And the last but not the least, my fellow co-chair Elsa Dule and the high-level group who steered with me the strategic planning of the forum, especially the outcome document where we now have delivered the Medellin framework for action on data for sustainable development with the support of the community. The forum has allowed us to recognize our efforts in 4 areas described in the Medellin Framework for Action. First, innovation and modernization for better and more inclusive data and statistics. Second, use and value of data and statistics for better decision making. Third, institutional leadership in the building of trust, protection, ethics of data and statistics. And finally, as we heard this morning, partnership to mobilize resources and coordinate efforts to develop data and statistical capacity. We look forward to the Medellin Framework and also working with you to operationalize the 12 priorities, new actions, and matching commitments. I hope you enjoyed the forum as much as I did, and go home with new acquaintances in your network, new insights to share, and the desire to make better data for better lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Anim, for that comprehensive overview. Joining us now next, we welcome Rubina Adhikari, Data Values Advocate from the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Data, who will share further insights on the outcome regarding the youth contribution on this document. Please welcome Ms. Adhikari.
Buenas tardes. Delegates of Data Forum, I'm Rubina Adhikari, a young environmentalist from Nepal. I'm standing here today as Data Values Advocate with the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Data. Through my work with mountainous communities in Nepal and Bhutan, I've gained a deep understanding of the critical role data plays in shaping daily lives and driving development. In these communities, the lack of granular data on climate change impacts, resource availability, and socioeconomic conditions directly affects the children and youth's well-being. It influences everything, from access to education, healthcare, to food security, and future livelihood options. And that's how one can understand even data vulnerability and misrepresentation comes in layer. Children and young generations bear the maximum burden of data invisibility. In vulnerable regions like mine, the consequences are dire. We are not just talking about numbers, we're talking about lives, dreams, and the future of those that are at stake. We're also talking about the lack of essential services because communities are unmapped, deprived from needs, and further driving them into the trap of vulnerability. To address these pressing issues, we must focus on building data ecosystem that values and safeguards children and youth by ensuring their needs are visibly reflected. This change will require a commitment from civil societies, private sectors, and supporters across the spectrum. We must weave together a global network of young people united to reshape our data landscape to reduce these inequalities. This can start by establishing youth-centric data collection that captures the unique challenges young people face, particularly in the developing regions. Our focus should be to empower young people in data literacy from primary level, equipping them to advocate their own communities. We must also not forget that accessible data is essential to support grassroots efforts, enabling communities to make informed and sustainable decisions. Initiatives like that of commitment to data governance fit for children, spearheaded by UNICEF, and programs such that the Data Values Advocate are already exemplifying these efforts. When we involve young voices in data governance, ensuring they are represented at every level of decision making, we create policies that resonate the realities. Finally, prioritizing the transparency and accountability in data practices will ensure that data used For policy, it not just accurate, but ethically sourced and responsibly managed. Through these efforts, we can create a future where data goes beyond as a tool for governance, but a foundation for genuine inclusivity, resilience, and abundance of opportunity for us and upcoming generation. Thank you and gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Adhikari, for bringing these interesting contributions for the youth, from the youth, which will guarantee inclusion of this crucial population. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into the final segment of the 5th United Nations World Data Forum, marking the official close of this significant event. We invite back Director Stefan Schweinfest of the United Nations Statistics Division to welcome this final section, looking forward to the 6th United Nations World Data Forum in 2026.
So hello, it's me again, but I promise this is the last time. This is my favorite moment. I call it the Olympic moment. It's the handover of the flag. And now, of course, in order to do that, I need help. And the first person I want to ask to help me is, of course, my dear friend and colleague, Director Piedad Urinola from DANE, Colombia. And I would also like to invite Secretary Maria Fernanda Galeano from the city of Medellin. Director Elsa Dooley from Instat, Albania, and Professor Sam Anim from Ghana Statistical Services. Please, let's all come up here.
Bien, esto en realidad es toda una ceremonia.
Actually, this is quite a ritual or a ceremony. Okay, good afternoon again to all of you. This is the closing ceremony of the 5th World Data Forum, so I'm very happy to see how all these exchanges, collaborations have consolidated a shared commitment towards a more equal future. On behalf of DANE and everyone who has worked to make this event possible, I would like to express my deepest thank you message. I would like to highlight the work of Camilo Mendes and his entire team. Please give him a round of applause. To all the delegates, volunteers, sponsors, the Mayor's Office of Medellin, and important allies such as UNWDF Colombia for its dedication and also for its relentless effort to make this event a success. From the onset, we decided to make this version a historical event because we are the first country in Latin America that was hosting this important global event. We hope that this opportunity has opened the door so future versions of this event can be held in other regions or across the Americas. So hopefully this has been a challenge full of lessons learned. We can demonstrate that together we can build spaces to exchange ideas and move forward the SDGs. This forum has not only been a discussion space or a space for discussions, but also a platform that creates inspiration. We've had the possibility to hear firsthand success cases, to discover innovative methodologies, to learn about some new technological tools and understand the challenges that other countries are facing. This knowledge exchange or transfer has strengthened our bonds, and it has reminded us about the power of collective work. Each presentation, each panel, each discussion teaches us that even though our contexts are diverse, the language of data and statistics will make us work together as a family. With our case on the future, it's a privilege to us to pave the way to the next version of this forum. This is why I would like to invite the Saudi Arabia delegation that is represented by Mr. Bahab Al-Dosari, who is the chair of the General Entity of Statistics in Saudi Arabia. They will be the next hosts of the World Data Forum. In the symbolic act, we're going to be giving you as a token, as a sample of our appreciation and our gratitude, so they can continue with this mission. We are aware that you will be strengthening the spirit of this forum by innovating and leading in the data domain. As a representative of Colombia, its traditions and culture, I am very proud to give you a replica of the Muisca raft. This raft represents a legendary ceremony of the Muisca culture where the chief, who was covered in gold dust, was providing an offer to the gods. The legend of El Dorado, who was inspired in this tradition, symbolizes the richness of our indigenous people and its deep respect towards nature and balance. By giving you this replica, we want to give you the symbolism of this, the importance of navigating together towards a collaboration future where each of us provides the best of themselves for the common good. Just as the Muiscas were together in a community, we hope that this raft will continue to inspire in the right path so we can work together to strengthen data systems and statistical systems around the world. By closing this forum, I am very proud that the impact of our work will resonate in our future actions and in each effort that we undertake to improve our communities through data. Safe travels, and I hope we can keep this collaboration network that we have built together that remains over time. The idea is to have conversations in Latin America, Colombia, and thank you so much for your attendance, your commitment, and your inspiration. And I will see you on the 6th World Data Forum in 2026. So long, and let's continue together in this journey.
Thank you, Director Urdinola, for your thoughtful remarks. We now welcome President Fahad Al-Dosari from the General Authority for Statistics of the Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, who will accept the host handover from this year's organizer. Please, Director Schweinfest, take the center of the stage in the middle of the delegations to begin. We are going to take some photos right now. And to mark this starting point onto our next forum journey, please give some time to our photographers to take the official photo. Now we invite President Aldosari to give a glimpse of the next exciting edition, the upcoming 6th United Nations World Data Forum. President Aldosari will share the vision of his team for 2026 and present a special preview video highlighting what's to come. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all, and first of all, thank you very much for this kind gift, and really honored to take some of the Colombian culture with us. So I do appreciate this gift. Thank you very much. And let me start by thanking the government of the Republic of Colombia, the United Nations, and the National Administrative Department of Statistics, DANE, for hosting and organizing this prestigious event. I would like to express my gratitude to all representatives of National Statistics Offices, the program committee, the high-level group members for their work and dedication in putting together such an impressive program. I would like to share with you a short video to show you our ambition and early preparations to host the United Nations World Data Forum in Riyadh in 2026.
Welcome to the World Data Forum. World Data Forum. World Data Forum. United Nations World Data Forum.
UN World Data Forum.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia deeply appreciates and fully endorses the initiatives of the United Nations Statistical Commission in organizing the World Data Forum. There are shared goals between Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 and the global statistical community in improving data, in supporting sustainable development, fostering innovation and technology adoption, enhancing capacity building, encouraging transparency of high-quality data, and promoting partnerships at all levels. Hosting this prestigious event in Riyadh would provide significant benefits and opportunities for the global data community and the United Nations. The Saudi General Authority for Statistics is a leading statistical institute committed to excellence. We are committed to working across government ministries. We have a credible portfolio of hosting significant international events, and we offer state-of-the-art infrastructure and facilities conducive to hosting large-scale international forums. The theme of the forum will be utilizing advanced technologies and methodologies to enhance global statistical systems and enable sustainable development. Saudi Arabia has a rich hosting experience of large events that were attended by thousands of participants. Some of these events were 2020 G20 Riyadh, the Future Investment Initiative, 2024 World Environment Day, LEAP, World Economic Forum, Labor Market Conference, the Sports Boulevard, Riyadh Season, Riyadh has won the bid to host the 2030 World Expo. Other relevant government agencies will be involved in organizing the event. Local, regional, and international media outlets will be invited, and there will be a planned communications campaign before, during, and after the forum. International and local professional moderators will be hired for the event. Riyadh offers a diverse range of accommodation options to cater to the needs of all participants, ranging from luxury five-star hotels to budget accommodations. We look forward to welcoming all participants of the UN Statistical Commission's World Data Forum in 2026 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Again, I want to express my sincere appreciation and congratulations to Dane. You set the bar really high, so I think more pressure on us also to meet the expectations in there. The success in organizing this edition of the forum and the numerous partners, international agencies, and to all who have supported participation of many speakers and contributors for this gathering. I would especially like to thank the government and the people of Colombia for their hospitality and warm welcome to the wonderful city of Medellin. I'm thrilled to witness the great interest in this event, which nearly 3,000 attendees representing all data stakeholders. This shows the growing level of collaboration across diverse data ecosystems and highlights the critical importance of data and statistics for the full implementation of the 2030 Agenda. The agenda presents significant challenges for the global data and statistical system. However, I am excited to see how various data communities are rising to the occasion by modernizing, enhancing capacity, and encouraging cooperation at a truly global level. The priorities for addressing these challenges are clearly outlined in Cape Town Global Action Plan for the Sustainable Development Data, which was launched in the first forum. The plan emphasizes the need for continuing innovation and transformation of our national statistical systems, which will prove essential in delivering on the 2030 Agenda. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, through the General Authority for Statistics, appreciates and endorses the initiative of the United Nations in organizing the World Data Forum. As the next host of the 6th United Nations World Data Forum, we are committed to providing significant benefits and opportunities for the statistical ecosystem and international data community. I assure you that the General Authority for Statistics in Saudi Arabia is dedicated to enhancing the quality and the accessibility of the statistical data across multiple fields. Next year, JSTAT will celebrate its 65th anniversary. We are committed to the principle of knowledge sharing and exchanging experiences. Having hosted significant number of sessions internationally and regionally on GCC level, Arab and Islamic level, we are therefore determined to continue our commitment by hosting training sessions, workshops, contests for students, researchers, and SMEs to generate data for sustainable solution. Additionally, we aim to leverage our partnerships across the GCC and wider Middle East to strengthen the regional effort in sharing and application of data for solutions that align with the SDGs and the Saudi Vision 2030. This initiative will build further our collaborative approach with the global statistical offices. We are looking forward to welcoming you to Riyadh, the heart of Saudi Arabia. offering state-of-art infrastructure and facilities proven for hosting a large-scale international forum. Riyadh combines modern amenities with rich cultural heritage, providing welcoming environment for all participants. To conclude, we look forward to welcoming you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where we will work together to fulfill our commitments and deliver a groundbreaking and impactful global event for the data and statistics. Thank you, Colombia, and as we say it in Arabic, shukran jazilan, Colombia, muchas gracias, Colombia, and really looking forward to welcoming you again to Saudi Arabia. Thank you.
Mr. President, that was an exciting glimpse into the future of this forum. Let's give another applause. Next, we turn to Camilo Mendez, who will offer a word of thanks to the dedicated teams and partners who have made this forum a success. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mendez as he shares his acknowledgements.
Es para mí un orgullo, justo ahorita se me cae un lente, perdón. Entonces, vamos a hacer esto, me tienen un poquito de paciencia por si no alcanzo a ver bien lo que escribí, pero esto es un espacio muy importante. Estoy aquí enfrente de ustedes con muchos nervios, pero también con mucho orgullo. A lo largo de estos días hemos participado en los distintos eventos de alto nivel de este quinto Foro Mundial de Naciones Unidas y hemos podido dar el agradecimiento a todos estos líderes que han hecho esto posible. El director Schweinfest, la directora Ordinola, la secretaria Galeano, así como los copresidentes del HLG y el comité de programa. Yo aquí quiero irme un poquito por fuera de los protocolos, pues me tomé el atrevimiento personalmente para poder tener un espacio de reconocimiento a las personas que me importan en este evento y que lo han hecho posible. Sin el trabajo de todos ellos.
And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Those people who have worked in this event have made us feel at home. Thank you so much for this. And the last words start always with the interpreters. So I would like to thank the interpreters because without them, without their support, we wouldn't be able to get to know each other and to learn about these new insights. Here we are setting a precedent for the World Data Forum as a brand, and our colleagues from Saudi Arabia will be working hand in hand with us to accomplish this. What's next for DANE? What's next for the UN Statistical Office? And we need to work with the key actors. I would like to thank Pablo Javier Lara, Luis Canales Lessinger from OCR. And without his mentoring, we wouldn't be here. Working in Medellin, I was able to see the city and the quality of their people. I would like to thank those people who have worked here. Andrea Montoya, Carolina Sánchez, Sofía Botero, Mateo Morales, Joana Cardona, Alejandra Hernández, Julie Riz, and Alfonso Medina, and their volunteers. In the last stage, we found an ally, which is logistics. We have a great team that worked with us, the logistics team, so they also deserve a round of applause. For over 2 years, I've been talking about this forum as if it was just a dream. Through emails, when I was going to parties, and this event to me has been even more than I was able to dream about. So I want you to meet my team. So please, Juan Camilo Barbosa, Juan Felipe Cruz, Camilo José Gómez, Laura Pedraza, Verónica Ortiz, Andrea Camila Pereira, Sofía Maldonado, and Sara Bernal. Please come here to the stage. Thanks to this young, dynamic, and relentless team, this dream became a reality. Now I would also like to call some colleagues, people who have made this possible, and they are always behind the scenes. Linda Hooper, Paul Pacheco, Sebastián Flores, Andrés Jiménez, please join us here on the stage. Thank you so much. And to wrap this up, I'm going to switch into English.
It's important for us that we work together, so President Fahad al-Dosari, Mr. Ibrahim Alali, all the luck to you, and you always have some friends in Colombia, so good luck with the 6th.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez, for those warm acknowledgements. It's now my pleasure to invite Maria Fernanda Galeano, Secretary of Economic Development of Medellin, to deliver her closing remarks. Secretary Galeano will close this year's United Nations World Data Forum with reflections on the city's role and the path forward. Welcome.
Thanks, everyone. I believe that we said of the words. We don't have enough words to express the city's satisfaction for being here during this World Forum. We like to congratulate Saudi Arabia for being the next in charge of hosting the 6th World Forum. We are very happy. We are very excited for having the opportunity to have you all here in our city. I'd like to thank Dane for taking us into account for this amazing event. And together with Camilo, that I wanted to reiterate congratulations. Thanks for being so patient, and all the mayor's office, Plaza Major. I'd like to thank you all for all these amazing events during these 3 days. We also like to thank, because this is a legacy for our city, we would like to thank you for sharing your experiences in our city, and to reiterate that we have many ideas to continue working together with UN, and the purpose to be able to comply with the SDG agenda for a better world for all of us. Thank you so much for this special moment. Thank you for coming to Medellin. Medellin will always be your house. You will be always welcome to Medellin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary Galeano. heartfelt words and for hosting us in this vibrant city. This concludes the 5th United Nations World Data Forum. We are grateful for your participation and the insights shared. May the connections made here continue to empower sustainable development worldwide. We look forward to seeing you at the next forum in Saudi Arabia in 2026. Have a good evening.